Section 5 of The Real Mother Goose. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. This reading by Allison Hester of Athens, Georgia. The Real Mother Goose by Anonymous. Section 5. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all of a row. End of Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Little Jack Horner. Little Jack Horner sat in the corner, eating of Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum, and said, "What a good boy am I." End of Little Jack Horner. The Bird Scarer. Away, birds, away! Take a little and leave a little, and do not come again, for if you do I will shoot you through, and there will be an end of you. End of the Bird Scarer. Bessie Bell and Mary Gray. Bessie Bell and Mary Gray, they were two bonny lasses. They built their house upon the lea, and covered it with rushes. Bessie kept the garden gate, and Mary kept the pantry. Bessie always had to wait, while Mary lived in plenty. End of Bessie Bell and Mary Gray. Dance, Thumbkin, dance. Dance, Thumbkin, dance. Keep the thumb in motion. Dance, ye merrymen, every one, all the fingers in motion. For Thumbkin he can dance, the thumb alone moving. Thumbkin he can dance alone, the thumb alone moving. Dance, foremen, dance, the first finger moving. Dance, ye merry men, every one, all moving. But foreman he can dance, the first finger moving. Foreman he can dance alone, the first finger moving. Dance, longmen, dance, the second finger moving. Dance, ye merry men, every one, all moving. For longman he can dance alone, the second finger moving. Longman he can dance alone, the second finger moving. Dance, ringmen, dance, the third finger moving. Dance, ye merry men, dance, all moving. But ringman cannot dance alone, the third finger moving. Ringman he cannot dance alone, the third finger moving. Dance, little dance, the fourth finger moving. Dance, ye merry men, dance, all moving. But little man, he can dance alone, the fourth finger moving. Little man, he can dance alone, the fourth finger moving. End of Dance, Thumbkin, dance. Needles and pins. Needles and pins, needles and pins. When a man marries, his trouble begins. End of Needles and Pins. Pussy Cat and the Dumplings. Pussy cat ate the dumplings, the dumplings. Pussy cat ate the dumplings. Mamma stood by and cried, "Oh, fie! Why did you eat the dumplings?" End of Pussy Cat and the Dumplings. The Little Bird. Once I saw a little bird come hop, hop, hop. So I cried, "Little bird, will you stop, stop, stop?" And was going to the window to say, "How do you do?" But he shook his little tail, and far away he flew. End of the Little Bird. Mary's Canary. Mary had a pretty bird, feathers bright and yellow, slender legs, upon my word, he was a pretty fellow. The sweetest note he always sung, which much delighted Mary. She often, where the cage was hung, sat hearing her canary. End of Mary's Canary. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather flock together, and so will pigs and swine. Rats and mice will have their choice, and so will I have mine. End of Birds of a feather. The greedy man. The greedy man is he who sits and bites bits out of plates, or else takes up an almanac and gobbles all the dates. End of the greedy man. The dusty miller. Margaret wrote a letter, sealed it with her finger, threw it in the dam for the dusty miller. Dusty was his coat, dusty was the siller, dusty was the kiss I'd from the dusty miller. If I had my pockets full of gold and siller, I would give it all to my dusty miller. End of the dusty miller. A star. Higher than a house, higher than a tree. Oh, whatever can that be? End of a star. The 10 o'clock scholar. A diller, a dollar, a 10 o'clock scholar. What makes you come so soon? You used to come at 10 o'clock, but now you've come at noon. End of the 10 o'clock scholar. An icicle. Lives in winter, dies in summer, and grows with its roots upward. End of an icicle. A ship's nail. Over the water and under the water, and always with its head down. End of a ship's nail. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Oh, my pretty cock, oh, my handsome cock, I pray you do not crow before day, and your comb shall be made of the very beaten gold, and your wings of the silver so gray. End of Cock-a-doodle-doo. Willy Willy. Willy Willy Wilkin kissed the maids a milkin, fa la la, and with his merry daffing he set them all a laughing, ha ha ha. End of Willy Willy. The boy in the barn. A little boy went into a barn and lay down on some hay. An owl came out and flew about, and the little boy ran away. End of the boy in the barn. The old woman of Leeds. There was an old woman of Leeds who spent all her time in good deeds. She worked for the poor till her fingers were sore, this pious old woman of Leeds. End of the old woman of Leeds. Sunshine. Hickamore, hackamore, on the king's kitchen door. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't drive Hickamore, hackamore off the king's kitchen door. End of Sunshine. The quarrel. My little old man and I fell out. I'll tell you what 'twas all about. I had money and he had none, so that's the way the noise begun. End of the quarrel. Tongs. Long legs, crooked thighs. Little head, no eyes. End of tongs. Jack Jingle. Little Jack Jingle, he used to live single, but when he got tired of this kind of life, he left off being single and lived with his wife. Now what do you think of little Jack Jingle? Before he was married, he used to live single. End of Jack Jingle. The Pumpkin Eater. Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. End of the Pumpkin Eater. Shoeing. Shoe the colt, shoe the colt, shoe the wild mare. Here a nail, there a nail, yet she goes bare. End of shoeing. That's all. There was an old woman sat spinning, and that's the first beginning. She had a calf, and that's half. She took it by the tail and threw it over the wall, and that's all. End of that's all. Betty Blue. Little Betty Blue lost her holiday shoe. What shall little Betty do? Give her another to match the other, and then she'll walk upon two. End of Betty Blue. Dance, little baby. Dance, little baby, dance up high. Never mind, baby, mother is by. Crow and caper, caper and crow. There, little baby, there you go. Up to the ceiling, down to the ground, backwards and forwards, round and round. Dance, little baby, and mother will sing with the merry choral, ding, ding, ding. End of Dance, little baby. My little maid. Hi, diddle doubt, my candle's out. My little maid is not at home. Saddle my hog and bridle my dog, and fetch my little maid home. End of My Little Maid. Bedtime. The man in the moon looked out of the moon, looked out of the moon and said, "'Tis time for all children on the earth to think about getting to bed." End of Bedtime. For want of a nail. For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. for want of the